I have suddenly just appeared now. Well, that's what we do here when it comes to science fiction. We just appear. Today, we're talking about the Red Dwarf. In this case, we're looking at episode PSirens. And what actually happened in this episode? Well, it involves the crew involves PSirens, who try to lure the crew to feast on their brains. And I gotta say, this episode was, like, when it comes to how goofy this episode is, and the fact that this episode opens up with, and the fact that Lister looks like a wild man who just came out of the jungle and just needs a little bit of TLC.
Who the hell are you?
Don't worry, Dave. Don't worry, Dave. Whenever I don't shave, I question who I am all the time. And then eventually, Crichton shows up and says, like, "Hey, you've been asleep for quite a while now." Because, well, they still have to try to figure out where the Red Dwarf is, because previously, in the last season, it had kind of just kaboomed. And so eventually they decide to say, okay, we're going to try to find the Red Dwarf. But they get a distress call from needing help with some great effects.
Oh my God, you're beautiful. I can't resist you. You have to be strong. I know what you want. No, you don't. You don't want to love me. You want to suck up my brains with that straw like you did the rest of them. Get away from me!
Honestly. Oh my God. So eventually they say, okay, we're going to try and chase down those bugs, go get them. And yes, one thing that happens is, like, say, we have our first reveal of, yes, when it comes to it, we know what sirens are. Sirens are basically individuals that are, creatures that try to lure individuals to their clutches to try to,
There are only women left.
Barely 3,000 of us.
If we are to survive, we need males to spread their seed amongst our number. We beg you, make love to us.
Make love to all of us.
You heard him.
What's the word? Not seduce, but captivate into getting them to, so that they can be, what's the word? Incapacitated. So, and yes, well, they decided to say, okay, we're gonna have go through the galaxy to try to find them, and then, well, they have some issues whether it is having to go through asteroids, which turn out to be illusions, because, that's a thing. But, remember, he goes like saying, it's okay, it's okay. That next one, that's not a real asteroid. But it was, and then they end up crashing. So, they fall onto the planet, and Dave, he ends up meeting up with the, PSirens, and he decides to say an old crush, who he actually kind of had the hots for, but, well, obviously, she's a PSiren. It's gotta just, yeah, that, then as the episode goes on, we end up, Dave tries to get back on the ship, and we all try to fix it. Okay, which of the Daves is the real Dave? So, they try to figure it out, whether it is by trying to get them to, cut their toenails, and all that, or seeing, them who can play guitar. Well, it looks like they have a winner. Well, the joke is that Dave is overconfident he can play the guitar. Sort of that, like, how I'm overconfident in how I talk about this stuff. But, honestly, I gotta say this episode of Red Dwarf is actually pretty entertaining. I mean, I like the show. It's entertaining. I like it. See you later.